Hey guys, this is Bava recording for Magic Gathering Strat and mtgostrat.com. I'm recording a previous Gatecrash draft that I did. I actually did do a live recording of this draft when I ran it, but there was no audio in that recording. I messed up, and I've since lost the original file. So otherwise I would have gone back over that one. But what I want to do, I run Orhzov in this draft, and as you can see, cat's out of the bag. I win the draft with an Orhzov deck. I was chatting with Dan, and he thought it would be great if we had at least one draft on Magic Gathering Strat YouTube's channel, where we win with different guilds. No one else has won with an Orhzov guild yet for our channel, so if we thought it would be valuable to have this up there so you could see what a good Orhzov deck looks like and how it runs. So here we go. We're going to jump right in here. Unfortunately, you don't get to see the draft choices or the deck construction. So let's jump in and start game one. And this will go pretty quickly because these recordings do go quickly. But I will try and provide commentary as we go as much as I can. Otherwise, we'll just have to keep up here. Alright, he plays first. We keep a 5-land hand with a gift and guards. Not the best keep in the world. Not the worst. We're drawing into some good stuff here. And we get some removal. Since he's showing Boros colors, I choose to get rid of his goblin right away. For Boros, it's good to get rid of their body count and try and keep them from hitting battalion. Of course, now we're seeing better removal creatures, so maybe that wasn't the best bet. But at least we're getting some good blockers out there. He swings with both. We're going to double block the Denizen, try and take him out, but we're going to get hit with an Arrows of Justice. So we lose one of our guys, not two. Could be worse. Then we Death's Approach his Shanktail, which I don't know if that was the right decision. Court Street Denizen can be tough, but with the Holy Mantle, doesn't make too much of a difference. We'll get our Guardian of the Gateless, but of course I can't block this guy now. Holy Mantle's a really tough card to play against. It's a very non-interactive card unless you have a removal. They just start beating you down unless you answer it, or you can still outrace them. They win. We're obviously not a racing deck. We're playing more of a control deck. We can try and get in there with our Guardian of the Gateless. Unfortunately, he's going to cast an Act of Treason and take it and win. So what are you going to do there? So that was an unfortunate first game for us. We lose that game, but we'll jump into the second game where we do a bit better. So there we go. Alright, into game two. We're going to play first this game, right? No, we're playing last. I was in that little phase where I decided I wanted to play on the draw for control. And we kept another 5-land hand. But that's okay. We're getting our guards out. We're going to have Extort mana. We've got 3 Extorters there. And then the Guardian of the Gateless. So I'm pretty happy with that. And we're going to get the blockers down first. Seems good to me. He's got his Court Street Denizen out again, and he's going to start using it. We choose not to block into his nasty red mana because I want to keep my guys out there so I can at least double block and threaten to kill his guys. Plus we're back up to 20 anyway. We're going to get a Thrall. We're going to triple extort our Thrall. And we're going to extort Town, and now we have a regenerating blocker. We have the Luminant Primordial there as our bomb. It's a pretty good one. It has some removal attached to it. We're getting close to the mana needed to get it. So, but we're going to throw a gift on our Knight of Obligation. He is my favorite guy in the world to put a gift on. That's totally in color because he has Vigilance. So now we're swinging in for 3 in the air with lifelink, and we have a 3/5 blocker. So OEP concedes at this point. I mean, the game's not won. He's in a pretty bad situation. He's not gonna win, I don't think. But not only does he concede from this game, he actually quits the match at this point. So I don't know what he was thinking. He had a pretty good deck, I thought. At least in the first game we saw a pretty good deck, but he maybe had to go do something. So we win round 1, sort of by a fluke. Based on the performance of this deck, I'm going to say we would have won it anyway. But we'll jump into round 2, so we're 1-0 in rounds now. Going into round 2 against another winner, Sean O. Sean O 001 for our second match here. And now we got a 2-land hand, much more reasonable in terms of land. And then we draw a 3rd land so we can get our Kingpin's Pet or our guards out here soon. We'll take out his Armored Transport. Again, when people are in these colors, I like to take out those early creatures so they can't build momentum against us while we're building our board. So we'll get our Kingpin's Pet and extort that. So now we also have a 2/2 flyer, but we've got 2 extorters out, and we got another extorter in hand ready to play. So he ground assaults my Kingpin's Pet, and he swings for 2, which is cool because we'll get our Knight of Obligation, and then next turn we'll cast Gift of Orhzov on it. In the meantime, he's swinging with these Millennial Gargoyles. These guys are bad. I don't think they're playable. I think they're pretty awful, actually. So I have a little question mark about whether or not I'm going to keep Executioner's Swing mana open. I decide not to. So now we have a 3/5 flying lifelink blocker. Who just got smited. So what are you going to do? So we're going to get our Guardian of the Gateless. We lost our Gift of Orhzov pretty quick, which sucks. But 1,000 lashes plus an extort trigger on his gargoyle, and then swing for 3. So he's at 10. He's on a 3-turn clock now, and he's not doing anything. He's at 6. We'll get another flyer extort. He's going to go down to 5. So he's going to die next turn with the extort triggers plus the lashes, unless he does something amazing, which would have to be more amazing than a Prism, a Key Rune, and a Disciple. So we win with our flyers on that one. So it's too bad we lost our Knight plus our gift, but as you can see, we just have so many answers in this deck, it works out pretty well. Luminant Primordial is just sitting in our hand. I don't remember if I ever actually get to cast him in any of these matchups. Hopefully, he's actually a pretty good bomb if you can deal with having a 7-mana creature. But alright, so we'll be on the draw in round 2. A 3-land hand. This is a nice one. Angelic Skirmisher. Super great card. I love her. Well worth it for a 6-drop. She just wins the game a lot of times if they don't have an answer for her. My favorite trick is to give people Vigilance on my attack and then to give them First Strike when I'm on defense. And you pretty much can shut your opponent down at that point. And you can give all your guys lifelink too if you need to. So he's getting his gargoyles out, which are weak suck. We got rid of the gargoyles because we don't have any flying defense, so they have to go. We're getting other guards for the tiger. We've got 2 extorters on the field again. We lose a guard, and we're not going to block that tiger. I will block when I expect that they're going to Blood Rush, like right now. I want him to, if I have removal, I want him to cast his whatever special thing, and then I'm going to kill the creature. That way I get a 2-for-1. If I don't have anything in hand, if I don't have any way to do anything, or even if I don't have any way to profit, essentially, I don't want to block someone when they're threatening Blood Rush or some other combat effect. But we'll take out the Ceratok with our Executioner swing and gain a life through Extort. We have 2 Death's Approach out now, so we're going to kill this guy. Then we'll get the other Death's Approach. And we're building up to our Skirmisher mana. We need 1 more for the Skirmisher. He gets a Foundry Champion. We're going to Death's Approach the Foundry Champion and extort that. So we're both at 14 now. He's got 0 cards in hand. He tries to pump up his champion, but he should know at this point that the guy's going to die. Alright, so he's got Armored Transport, no cards in hand. We're going to start getting our bombs. And I'm going to get the Guardian first, because the Skirmisher does impact the board the turn she comes in. I'll be able to swing with that Guardian. So there's the Skirmisher. Now I can give the Guardian Vigilance and swing for 3. And then I can sit back with First Strike during his attack. And he won't be able to attack into me. And now we're going to put a gift on the Skirmisher, and we'll take Vigilance. That's 8 damage, and we gain 5 life. And we'll take First Strike again for defense. He's going to swing in because he's got no other choices. I probably... Yeah. I shouldn't have blocked the way that I did. That was a bad choice on my part. But he wasn't able to kill all my guys, even with his combat trick. He only had 1 card in hand, so I didn't think he could do anything that amazing. But it worked out pretty well for him. I mean, he got a 3 for 1 with that Gruul charm. It's ridiculous. But I got him to 1 life before that, so with my Extorter on the field and just casting a spell means that we win. So thankfully I lived through that mistake, but that was a bad blocking situation for me. Alright, so we're going into round 3, which was only 3-game round. It's a pretty good matchup, actually. We will play last, so I'm choosing to be on the draw again. We pick a 2-land hand, which is fine. We have a swing and a Death's Approach. We got 1 of each mana. Hopefully we're not going to get stuck. And we're playing against Dimir. And we'll take that guy out with the swing, and now we're having mana problems. So he's got a Ruffian. I'm going to kill the Ruffian. No, I'm going to get my Kingpin's Pet. Seems good. Dimir Kirun is, I think, the most powerful Kirun. And what he does here is really hard to work around. So it's unblockable, and then it goes back to being an artifact on my turn. So I can't do removal on it. I can't put a 1,000 lashes on it. I can't hit it with Debtor's Pulpit. I mean, I could, but that's way down the road. So we go for a gift on the Kingpin's Pet for a 3/3 lifelink, trying to get some life back. But he's going to activate his Kirun again and hit that Hands of Binding to shut down our pet, and we'll take 4. So we're getting somewhat brutalized. And I choose to keep my mana open because I want to take out his Kirun if he swings again, but he chooses not to. So we don't get anything out of that. And then we get our guy Spectacled. So I want to put another blocker down just to take care of the white here. But unfortunately, we just get killed. Killed on mana. We get 3 mana the whole game. He's sitting on tons of mana. And this Kirun with the Hands of Binding on it just gives him the tempo he needs. So into game 2, we're going to start our comeback. And we play last again. We're on the draw. We keep another 2-lander. Which I like 2-landers. Even after the last one, I still think it's a good thing. Especially on the draw. And we already got our 3rd land, so we're looking better than we did last game. Alright, we need to get rid of that Screecher. But I wait for whatever reason. I think the me now hates Extorters more than the me then did. So we're going to get rid of the Ruffian. Get a Kingpin's Pet. And maybe I'm waiting for a Hand of Binding to come down before I kill something. Duskmantle Guildmage, we're going to get hit by that Extort. 1,000 Lashes is good timing for the Duskmantle Guildmage. He can be a pretty tough Guildmage, especially if they get a lot of mana out there. Alright, so now we're taking a bit of damage, but we do have removal ready for this situation. So we will take out his Metropolis right before he gains any more life. And we'll get an Extort off that. And we'll take 1 from the Screecher. And so he's going for another Ruffian. Good enough. We have mana in hand for all sorts of great stuff. We're going to get our Guardian of the Gateless and Extort first, because she's just such a good defensive component in our deck. She really helps shut down their offense. Now, I don't want to block his Ruffian, though. I guess I do. I didn't want that Debtor's Pulpit anyway. I don't know if that was a great decision, but we're in a pretty good situation now with our Flyers and Vigilance and First Strike. Mind Eye Drake. He doesn't have a lot of power, but he does have enough toughness to make it hard for me to get through. So I'm going to give my Skirmisher lifelink just so I can gain 4 life a turn and sort of wear him down a little bit. And then for his attack stuff, I'm giving everyone lifelink again so that I'm not threatening First Strike so much. As I am just getting the life advantage here. And I did First Strike so that he wouldn't be able to favorably block anybody. Double blocks and whatnot. He's getting another Mind Eye Drake, but all we need to do at this point is extort and win. Or wait for the 1,000 lashes to do that 1 point of damage. So we were getting down there, but of course we end the game with 23 life to his 0. So, and we had a piece of removal in hand. So not too bad. That Skirmisher again doing some really good work for us. Alright, sorry about that. We're going to go into game 3 now of the replay. So this is the matchmaker. This is also the draft maker here to see if we win the draft. We already know the answer, but still interesting. He plays first. We get a nice 3-land hand and draw into a 4th. We've got 3 of our 3-drops. Not much to do before then. But we're not going to die from his Basilica Screecher in the meantime. Though he does get a Night Veil Spectre, and that guy is crazy. Crazy good. And he's sharing colors with us. Night Veil Spectre, of course, can also steal land, so even if they don't share colors with you, he can get the land he needs to cast your color stuff. But he can use my black stuff right off the bat. So, boo on you, Night Veil Spectre. And I don't have anything to deal with him right now. I can't Death's Approach him to any benefit at the moment. And he got a Death's Approach under his Spectre, but he doesn't seem to be casting it. I would use that card advantage. I know he's got Gutter Skulks and other things he can play, but with the fact that that Spectre could be removed, I think it's a mistake for him not to play the cards that he's getting off the Spectre. I think it's a mistake for him to play his Mind Eye Drake before he swings and finds out what he gets under that Spectre. So he's misplaying that guy. He gets a Killing Glare. He's got 2 good black cards under there now, but I'm going to kill him before he can cast any of them. So he made a really bad play mistake with that Spectre. He did not use that guy at all. I mean, essentially, it was just a 2/3 flyer who milled me 3. So, not great. I put a Death's Approach on the Mind Eye Drake mainly to stop him from getting a good swing in. He's got that Key Rune back, but I've got a Gateway Shade who's going to get nice and big. We get that Mind Eye Drake down to 0/3, and his white's just going to be a 1/1 at the moment. So he's going to keep hitting me with that Dimir Key Rune, though. And we saw that Kirun win game 1 for him, or certainly help. So we kill both of his guys. We get milled 5 from his Mind Eye Drake, but his board position looks pretty bad until he gets Lord of the Void. We are lucky enough. We are lucky enough to have 1 blocker to deal with Lord of the Void, and then next turn we'll get an answer. And we get a little lucky there because we're going to draw the Debtor's Pulpit to deal with that Lord of the Void. Otherwise, he's pretty tough to kill. He's a big bomb. Fortunately, he doesn't impact the board when he comes in. He does stuff when he deals damage, and we're just going to stop him from ever dealing damage. So we can stop any effects. He's just a 7/7 flyer until he hits me. We're getting a bit swamped. This works out okay with the Gateway Shade, but eventually we need to get through. And he just keeps drawing creatures and keeps hitting us with the Dimir Kirun. So even though we have a pretty good controlling state, and we have a huge Gateway Shade, I can't get around his chump blockers, and he's wearing me down with that Kirun. Damn you, Dimir Kirun. I'm down to 3. And then he gets another chump blocker. He's going to draw chump blockers all day. And we, of course, cannot block the Dimir Kirun. And we can't hit it with any removal that's not instant speed. So we're down to 2 now. Thank God, again, for Angelic Skirmisher. And she does a lot of work. So we're getting lifelink, obviously. But then we're getting bounced, so we have no lifelink. Thankfully, our extort triggers help keep us alive. He aetherized us, which is such a good play for him. He's going to swing for 3. We're going to go down to 1 life, which is just crazy. So we can keep extorting our way up, and we can keep lifelinking. I'm tapping on my plane so that the Gateway Shade can get really big, and we'll win right here. But as you can see, this was a really close match. And he was playing a really good Dimir deck, actually. He played it really well, except for the mistakes he made with Night Veil Spectre, I think, which would have won him the game if he had been smarter about that. So his play mistakes win us the game and win us the draft. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the super speed Gatecrash draft. You got to see a good Orhzov deck in action. So what are some takeaways here? Good extorters. We have the Knight of Obligation and Basilica Guards and Kingpin's Pets. We didn't see a Syndic of Ties the whole game, which leads me to think I probably didn't get any. Those guys are great. Gateway Shade, actually really good in the late game, because your opponent has to block or they're in trouble. And of course, we definitely saw the value of Angelic Skirmisher, especially in this last round. I don't think anybody's saying that she's not a bomb in Limited, but if you were, you're wrong, because she's really great. And then a lot of good removal, some good lifelink. So 2 Orhzov charms you can see in our graveyard here. The Gift of Orzhova is really great for the evasion and for the lifelink. Everybody knows that. And fits right in our colors. So, alright, thanks for watching. This was Bava for Magic Gathering Strat. Check us out on YouTube at mtgostrat.com and find us on Facebook at Magic Gathering Strat. I hope you guys enjoyed this Gatecrash draft, and I'll catch you later.